Their journey began in Yasharel, but they were scattered across the face of the earth, each one with its own beat, and each one with its own rhythm. As the dry bones are being revived, the beat begins again at the heart of the tribe.
Well, hello. Welcome to Heart of the Tribe. My name is Chelle Wagner. So glad you could come and join me today. I'm going to talk about something really fun right now. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite essential oils, lemon essential oil. I've got it here on my desk. I'm enjoying the fragrance today. It is very clean. It is very refreshing. And there's so many great benefits to this oil. So just for a funny story, I had been doing some craft projects, right? And I like to use things like this, Gorilla Glue. Well, I had gotten it all over my hands, and I had used Dawn. I had used everything I could think of to try to get this Gorilla Glue back off of my hands. And Robert came home, and I'd been studying lemon essential oil most of the day and writing up my description and getting it on the website and, all this stuff. And so I'm telling him about it, and I'm telling him, you can use this thing just like a magic eraser. You can put it, like on a cloth or a cotton ball and literally get crayon marks and pen marks and stuff off the wall. And he said, well, do we have anything like that on the wall? I'm like, no, because, we just moved into a brand new home last November. And so there's nothing going on the walls. The grandkids have not been here. There's nothing that's happened on the walls. And I said, gosh, this Gorilla Glue stuff's driving me crazy. I was talking to him about that. And he said, well, I wonder if that would get it off your hands. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I should try and figure it out. So I put it on my hands, and lo and behold, the lemon oil removed that Gorilla Glue from my fingers, and I could move my fingers again. Hallelujah. So I thought I would just tell you guys about that because it was really kind of funny. So anyway, I have lemon oil on the website. The website is www.heartofthetribe.org. You can see I've got it here listed. I've got it in a 15 mil size, or you can get it in the 10 mil size. Okay. I did a really good job, I thought, with my description. I really dug into this. I've got here where I source my oils from, because that's really important. It's really important, whoever your dealer is, that they've checked out who it is. And I've written about that on my website, and I know I've talked about that so far, but I'm really trying, on every oil that you buy, I'm trying to give you a really good explanation of what that oil is and what it does. One of the things I really like, Kurt Schnabelt, I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing it right. He's a PhD. He's over in Germany, and in Germany, they take the oils very seriously. But he wrote this in his book about advanced aromatherapy. He said, this oil with the refreshing scent stimulates the liver. It has a gentle calming effect despite its high terpene hydrocarbon content, and is perhaps the most effective oil for disinfecting room air using a diffuser. I have it diffusing in my house. Ever since I have studied lemon oil, I've been diffusing it like every day, because it is so fresh. It is the best at cleansing the oil. It's a really economical oil that does so very much. I've got the emotional influence written in here, and other ways to use it, and safety. Safety is probably one of the most important things. And I've got in here, it is phototoxic. Now, that is super important. When an oil is phototoxic, it means don't put it on your skin and then go get in the sun, which I have done before. And I know how dangerous it is, because I did it one time with bergamot. And I wasn't like sunbathing or anything. I liked the smell and I wasn't being careful. It was when I first, had started using essential oils way back in the early 2000s. And so I put it all over my chest, and I was out actually at I believe it was was it Shavuot or was it Sukkot? I think it was Sukkot. I think it was a Sukkot gathering, and we were all sitting, and we were in kind of shady light, and I had put it on my chest way up high, and just to, like a perfume. And we were in the shade, but the sun was kind of dappling through, the trees, and the leaves were falling. And so sun was hitting that area of my chest. I sat there in there, not realizing what was happening, and got like third-degree burns from it. My chest peeled several times. It was a horrible. So when it says that an oil is phototoxic and you shouldn't go out in the sunlight with it on you, that's serious. It means it. Don't do that. Right. So I had to learn that one the hard way, which is normal for me because I am a graduate student of the University of Hard Knocks. Okay. So I have some links in the description. This is another book I really like. It's called Medical Aromatherapy, Healing with Essential Oils. And it is by Kurt Schnobelt, which is he's the one I mentioned before and had written about. But I wanted to read what he wrote about lemon oil in this particular book. He said, recently, lemon peel oil, which is where lemon oil comes from, it is cold pressed from the actual peel. When you look at like how the peel is designed, it's got like little pockets in it. And this is where most of your vitamin content comes from. Most of your vitamin C is going to come from those little pockets, right? So recently, lemon peel oil has received renewed public interest through the discovery of the anti-tumor effects of limonene. For use in aromatherapy, lemon oil should be obtained exclusively from organically grown fruits that are pesticide-free. I've checked out my supplier. Mine fits this description because industrially cultivated citrus plantations are invariably sprayed with heavy doses of toxic chemicals. Lemon oil has strong anti-infectious and antiviral activity. It can be used as a component of blends aimed at liver regeneration and detoxification. So I can show you, I have used this in several of my blends, and I've got that on the website. It's in my blend that's called GAD, which was specifically formulated for the hematology system. It's designed to enhance that system. Okay. It's in which is one of my favorites, which is the immune lymphatic system. It's really important to keep things moving in that lymphatic system, especially if you're facing type of challenges that keep you from being as mobile as you should be. It's in Just Breathe, which that's my allergy blend. And I can tell you the pollen's been crazy around here, and I've been using Just Breathe like crazy. I have it in my Psalm 91 blend, which is like the secret place. I developed that blend to use it almost like an anti-plague defense. Like if you just got to go out somewhere and we're dealing with lots of colds, viruses, whatnot, things in the air, and you can use that particular blend. A good way to do that is through an inhaler, which I'm going to start putting those on the site. But also, if you don't have an inhaler yet, just putting it on, say, a handkerchief, carrying it with you, giving that a whiff, every once in a while. You can do it that way. It works really well that way. It's also in my blend called Elevation, which is designed to strengthen the mood. Like, my husband was actually the one who came up with that formula. And I'm not saying he's like an aromatherapist that blended it, but what I did is a smell test on him. I blindfolded him and I let his nose pick what would be the most beneficial blend for him. And so it's in that particular blend. So it is a more masculine scent, but it is designed to really give you the strength that you need to get out and face those difficult job days, you know? So that's how we came up with that formula. All right. So let me see if there was anything else I wanted to put in here. So lemon oil has strong anti-infectious and antiviral activity. It can be used as a component of blends aimed at liver regeneration and detoxification. That's why it's in both my detox blends and immunity blends. Recently, a range of influences of limonene on receptor medicated processes has been documented, showing it to be preventative and curative for breast cancer in rats. Classic aromatherapy tests attribute fluidifying action on blood to lemon oil. It strengthens the capillaries by diminishing their permeability. Okay, so I mean, lemon is a great oil. If you study it out, there's so much you can do. I have a link to this book in my description too. Hopefully you can see that. It's called The Naturally Clean Home. I've had it for a long time. I really like it. And so I really liked this one recipe I wanted to share with you. It's called the Instant Herbal Car Deodorizer. It says if your pets frequently travel in the car, then you know how odors can linger long after the ride is over. This formula will eliminate those odors. Yeah, well, I have over 100-pound Quincy who thinks she's a lap dog and likes to go everywhere that I go. And so often I have found her odor to linger longer than I would like, long after that car ride was over. So here is a great recipe. It is 3/4 cups of water, 1/4 cup of vinegar, 6 drops of lavender essential oil, 4 drops lemon essential oil, 4 drops sweet orange essential oil, and 2 drops of peppermint essential oil. Now I have all of these on the site, except I have not loaded the orange oil yet, but I will get that done. So you can combine all ingredients in a small plastic spray bottle, about 8 ounces. Shake it well. Hold the spray bottle 6 to 8 inches from the surfaces and lightly mist upholstery and carpeting. Leave the windows and doors open for 15 minutes after spraying, if possible. Don't let Fido or Quincy or whatever your dog's name is back into the car immediately, as the essential oils can irritate his paws and sensitive nose. You know, that is one thing I have noticed with the essential oils. Certain ones my dog is extremely attracted to, you know, because my office and where I do my blending and stuff is in the very end of the house, right? And so if I'm working with something, I will find certain times to where I'm working with it and she wants to come on in. Other times I'm working with something and she goes to the exact opposite end of the house, you know? And I know that, you know, maybe something's bothering her. Her nose is, I don't know what, 10 times more sensitive than what mine's going to be. All animals, their noses are much more sensitive. So if you're using your oils, you know, just be conscious around your pets. I know that lemon has not bothered her a bit. She has seemed to enjoy that one. So anyway, I hope you find this interesting. I am loving working with the oils. I think it is a great thing to have on hand if you're conscious of what is going on in our world today. I think that certain things may be hard to get. So the more self-sufficient and prepared that we are to do things in a different way, the better off we're going to be. And what's better than a nice natural product? All right. Well, I hope it's a blessing to you. And for now, I will say shalom.
Their journey began in Yasharel, but they were scattered across the face of the earth, each one with its own beat, and each one with its own rhythm. As the dry bones are being revived, the beat begins again at the heart of the tribe.